They told me I was being dramatic. I got specific. For 3 years, I worked at a marketing firm where my boss Calvin took credit for everything I did. Every presentation I created became his. Every client I landed was his success story. Every late night I spent perfecting campaigns turned into his promotion. When I finally complained to HR, the woman across the desk looked at me like I was wasting her time. She asked if I had any proof. I said I had emails, timestamps, witness accounts. She sighed and said that without concrete evidence of intentional misconduct, there wasn't much they could do. Calvin probably just forgot to mention your contributions, she said. Don't be so dramatic. Those 3 words changed everything. I went home that night and opened a new spreadsheet. If they wanted specific, I'd give them specific. I started documenting everything. Every idea I pitched in meetings, every draft I sent, every revision I made. I even started BCCing my personal email on everything work-related. 3 months later, I had 847 documented instances. The spreadsheet had columns for date, time, my original work, Calvin's claim of ownership, and witnesses present. I color-coded it by severity. I added hyperlinks to email chains. I created a timeline visualization that showed the pattern so clearly a child could understand it. Then Calvin made his biggest mistake. He pitched my campaign concept to our biggest client without me in the room, a $2.3 million account. The client loved it and signed a 3-year contract. Calvin got a $40,000 bonus and a corner office. I got a gift card to Starbucks for being a team player. That night, I updated my spreadsheet one final time. Then I scheduled a meeting with HR, Calvin, the CEO, and the head of legal for 9 a.m. Monday morning. The HR woman from before was already rolling her eyes when I walked in. She whispered something to the CEO that made him smirk. Calvin was leaning back in his chair like he owned the room. I understand you have concerns, the CEO started, but I hope this doesn't turn into another dramatic situation. I smiled and opened my laptop. I'd like to present Exhibit A through Exhibit 847. The room went quiet. I projected my spreadsheet onto the conference room screen. 3 years of stolen work, organized by date, categorized by project value, and cross-referenced with company email servers. Calvin's face went gray. The HR woman started flipping through papers nervously. She stammered that this seemed excessive. I told her I was just getting started. I clicked the next slide. A side-by-side comparison of my original pitch deck for the $2.3 million account and Calvin's presentation to the client. Identical. Down to the typo on slide 7 that I'd intentionally left in. The CEO leaned forward. Then I showed them the metadata. Every document Calvin had claimed as his own still had my name embedded in the file properties. 3 years of evidence he never thought to scrub. Calvin stood up and tried to interrupt. He said I was twisting things, that we collaborated on everything, that this was a misunderstanding. I clicked to the final slide. It was an email Calvin had sent to his buddy at a competing firm 3 weeks ago. He was offering to bring my campaign strategies with him if they matched his salary. He called my work his secret weapon. He was planning to steal my ideas twice. The CEO turned to the head of legal. The head of legal was already on his phone. Calvin was escorted out of the building by 9:47 a.m. By noon, I was offered his position, his corner office, his salary plus the bonus he'd received for my campaign. The HR woman tried to apologize in the elevator that afternoon. She said she had no idea it was this serious. She said I should have been more specific from the beginning. I looked at her and smiled. I was. You just weren't listening. She transferred to a different department the following week. Calvin's competing firm rescinded their offer after our legal team sent them the email evidence. Last I heard, he's selling insurance in a strip mall. I got a promotion 6 months later, then another one. Now I run the entire creative division. My first policy change was requiring detailed documentation for all project contributions. Some people called it excessive. I called it specific.